AI is neutral. It's what a lot of early developers believed and had in mind when they started to develop artificial intelligence. The general consensus was that AI was supposed to neutralize our most biased fields. But did that really happen? In this video, we will be combining sociology and computer science to get to the bottom of this. What is this technology? How does it work? And is it truly unbiased? The subset of AI that is really dominating our technology is called machine learning. This is a technology that puts your spam emails into junk, allows self-driving cars to drive, and gives you personalized feed recommendations on your social medias. But what exactly is it? Machine learning is a subset of AI that enables computers to learn without being explicitly programmed. Instead of the traditional way of programmers writing thousands of lines of code to instruct the machine, they train machines to learn from data and, most importantly, patterns within that data to learn on their own and make future predictions. Sounds familiar? This is how we learn, but instead of data, we learn from our experiences. The data machines are trained on is called training data. Training data is run through a machine learning algorithm that sorts the data, learns the patterns within it, and extracts information from it. After a ton of practice sorting and classifying data, we finally have a machine learning model. A machine learning model encapsulates all the machine has learned and can now be used to accomplish real-life tasks. Pretty cool, right? You might be thinking, where does the bias come in? Well, let's look at how we think for clarity. Like I mentioned earlier, we learn from our experiences. We learn from what we see, hear, and are taught. But what happens when we learned biased information? What happens when we unconsciously learn that Black men are more violent than white men because of biases in the news? Or that women are less smart than men because of biases in representation? We internalize bias from a very young age and aren't even aware of it. This bias influences all the decisions that we make. The same goes for machines. Machines might learn from training data that is influenced by our bias, which leads to biased predictions. For example, if I want my machine to tell me what's hair and what isn't, and I only supply images of wavy or straight hair, then the machine wouldn't consider hair like mine or other Afro-textured hair, hair. It would only know a Eurocentric standard, therefore would act on it. This scenario isn't far-fetched either. We're seeing bias like this in healthcare, where machine learning models either delay diagnosis or misdiagnose people of color, and in criminal justice, where machines are falsely accusing Black people of crimes, and in hiring, where machines discriminate against women of color and the disabled. Machine learning is super cool and you should feel excited by it, but let's also work against algorithmic bias and educate ourselves.